stuff in is good for this group because we have to get it in so they can slowly learn it. Um, I think they're starting to identify, at least offensively, where the sweet spots are offensively in our motion offense, and that's a good thing. And now we have to try to convert those possessions.
And if I could ask one thing quick, do you kind of like the idea of kind of seeing how your players figure things out on the fly to some degree in terms of their reactions and natural abilities?
Yeah, I think the more you can get them playing in their natural way, the better. With a lot of rules, obviously, and it's our job to keep teaching that part of it.
Thank you.
Let's next go to Lauren Rosen. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hey, Coach. A week ago, you told us that your priorities were conditioning, defensive identity, and offensive identity in that order, if I'm not mistaken. You
Yeah.
just told us a little bit about the offense, but I'm curious how a week in you would evaluate those top two priorities.
Well, I think conditioning is good. It's so hard to tell because you're not playing against anybody but yourselves, and so in front of each other, we look like we're in decent shape. That's what I would say as a group. We're in decent shape. We're in better shape, honestly, than I thought we would be. And I've heard that league wide from most coaches everybody's been kind of surprised with the conditioning levels. So that's a good thing. Um, Offensively, I think we're nowhere near where we're going to be, but I'm not unhappy where we're at, I guess, would be a very political answer.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Mark Narducci. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Doc, because you only have two preseason games, do you as a coach kind of take these differently? I mean, a lot of times the preseason, a lot of guys rest and things like that, but because of only having two of them, do you look at this differently because you just don't have that many to work with?
Yeah, I'm not going to mess around. I'm not going to play guys, 48 minutes. But I'm going to play our key guys, at least in the first half, for sure, Mark, a lot of minutes, and just let them kind of feel the rotation. And then in the second half, they'll probably go back to preseason basketball.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Next up, Kyle Newbeck. Go ahead, Kyle.
Hey, Doc. So I know you said at some point over the last week that you've specifically been demanding for Ben and Joel to lead with their voices on defense and in practice. So I guess, do you generally believe that that's something that you can coach and improve in guys, or is that are those more inherent traits where some people like to speak up and some people just kind of slide in?
Well, clearly, some people are just natural talkers. There's no doubt about that, and some people are not. But I think a lot of it can be taught, especially defensively. And I think the first thing, that the more knowledge you have about the defense, the more freer you are to yell out the coverages. It's just important defensively that everybody's loud, and it's really nice when your key guys become loud. And so it's definitely something you can teach. Obviously, they're natural guys. Kendrick Perkins, you can tell by the way he talks on ESPN that he talks a lot, So he's great, but he was phenomenal at it, calling out coverages. And there's a lot of guys that are like that.
And just as like a broader preseason game thing, I'm sure in a normal year, or at least when you have some tenure somewhere, you'd say number one priority is just getting out of the preseason healthy and making sure you have all your guys. How different is that? How much differently does that weigh when you are a first-year coach and you're trying to implement all this new stuff with these guys?
It's still the same. At the end of the day, as someone told me 100 years ago, the number one ability is availability. And so we need everybody to be available for the real games.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you.
Take one more here from Keith. Go ahead, Keith.
Doc, I know you're happy with what you see, but what's the one thing that you think is missing right now from your guys in order for you guys to be in the upper echelon in the Eastern Conference?
Well, I don't know yet, Keith. I mean, again, I haven't been here long enough. I look at this team and I look at the talent. I think we will be there. I can't answer you yet what we've missed or what we've not done, and I think I'll find that out pretty soon. So, you know, as I told our guys, I'm looking forward to the journey with them, but it's going to be a great journey.
And the last question, you know, the guy in Florida yesterday collapsed on the floor on
Yeah.
the court, and they found out that he was positive beforehand.
Yeah.
How scary is that for you know for everyone?
Yeah,
People
it's-
playing out there right now.
Listen, we're playing in uncharted waters. We all know that. I mean, the actor Tiny died the other day, and you know he had COVID and never made it to the hospital. So, I mean, I'm smart enough to know what I don't know, and you know, I think just everybody, not just athletes, we just got to be safe. And this thing seems like it's growing antennas and doing its own thing. And we just got to be as safe as we can.
Thanks, Doc.
Thanks, guys.